Greetings, everyone. I hope you're fine. I hope you are doing well. I'm Olani Moloi, and if you like my content, I would appreciate if you can just smash the subscribe button, smash that like button like never before. Probably some of you already heard about this young man, the 19-year-old, who abused his grandmother physically. This is what I want to talk about in this video. So I didn't have that privilege to watch the video because I decided not to watch that video because there are things that I don't want to watch, or I cannot watch. But when I saw this image, I was like, let me just talk about it, even if I didn't watch the video, because many people are confirming that this young man abused his grandmother physically, which is not a good thing at all. We have to understand that respect is very important. Respect is very vital. And sometimes we may analyze this situation in different ways, because there are people who are like, the society has failed this man. I may have a different perception, or I may have a different view when it comes to this one. We are living in the times whereby most of the things are just politics. Churches are now politics. Everything now is politics. Education is politics. Everything is politics. So that is why everything that is done politically, it will always affect us on the ground. This is what we need to understand. So in other words, naturally, we have a structure, a family structure. This family structure consists of a man, a woman, and children. This is a structure that no one can deny, even if we don't like it. But naturally, this structure is there. And I don't want to be that spiritual. But here's the thing. We are living in the times whereby the governments of the world, or maybe let me use a word, system. The system has replaced this man here with different things. Why? Because the society has been told that this man is not good at all. Everything that this man says, and it doesn't sit well with you, this man should find himself in trouble. If you feel like this man is hindering your freedom, you have to go somewhere, and this man has to be dealt with. Every time this man corrects something, this man will always be wrong. That is why most of these men don't have a voice at all. I know there are those who ran away, there are those who disappeared, but I'm not talking about those who ran away. I'm talking about the responsible fathers. If you replace this man, the entire structure will be destroyed. If you remove one pillar, then it means the whole building is coming down. In other words, the system has replaced this man, by government policies, has replaced this man by social media, has replaced this man by friends, has replaced this man by any kind of advice you can get out there on social media, television, and all these other platforms. Let me tell you, the system is against this man. Because this man will always bring order. I'm not saying this young man who abused his grandmother doesn't have this man in his life. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm trying to show you a picture of what is happening in reality, because we should not lie to one another. This is something which is happening out there. And now, as I've said, our friends are now our advisors. Every time you look for an advice, you come to your friends. And most of these friends won't give you a good advice, won't give you a solid advice to build a foundation of your life. There's no way. Why? Because you are probably at the same age, and most of you are probably not matured and not ready to give an advice to somebody else, because you yourself, you still need an advice. So that is why, if you need to take a decision or an advice that will affect the trajectory of your life, that will change the trajectory of your life, this is the man you need. You need this man in your life. You need someone who will give you wisdom. You don't need your friends. You don't need your friends at all. Why? Because your friends might mislead you indirectly or without even knowing that they are misleading you, because you're probably at the same age. That is why every young man needs a father. Every young man needs a father. But these fathers have been replaced. But bear in mind that I'm not talking about those who disappeared, because there are those who disappeared. I'm talking about those who have been replaced purposefully and intentionally, and they couldn't take it no more. This topic is one of the most important topics people should have. You cannot take advice from your friends. You can not even take advice from social media. Because right now, as we speak, we have many people who are taking advice from social media. Yes, social media can be important, but it doesn't mean you should take it serious like that, whereby you can even put your life on it. So when it comes to your life, you need your father. When it comes to your life, you need your mother. But now, if you disrespect them, if you don't listen to them, who will you listen? Most definitely, you're going to listen to what you hear from television, social media, and from your friends. And you can tell that this young man here is not even used to no. He doesn't take no as an answer. You have to understand those people and analyze them very well. So he grew up like that. That is why most of them are behaving like this. Because there's no advice. He's only used to yes only. And that is why he'll end up behaving like this. Then at the end of the day, we expect teachers and lecturers to handle these kinds of people. It doesn't work. That is why most of these teachers are going through depression, through stress, because every time they have to handle your children, they have to deal with your kids every day. And most of them are even afraid of these kids, are even afraid to approach these kids because they are untouchable. If you're not touchable at home, if no one can touch you at home, if no one can tell you anything at home, there's no police officer who can tell you anything. There's no social worker who can, there's no counselor who can tell you anything. There's no teacher who can tell you anything. So the most important thing is the family structure. This family structure has to be honored, especially when it comes to Black communities. Black communities are easily manipulated. Why I say this? It's easy for us to take what we see on TV and we think everything is okay. And I'm like, most of these things that you see on TV are not real and are not good for you at all. That is why you should not be wasting your time watching TV the whole day and all sorts of things, spending your time on social media, getting advice from all these people. You don't even know. You need your father, you need your mother. If you have a grandmother, then it means you have a crown and you should not misuse it. Our grandmothers love us so much to the point whereby we take advantage of them. Because if our parents are tired of us, they'll more than likely take us to our grandmothers. Because now our grandmothers and grandfathers love us so much, we take advantage of them. But I don't want to focus on spiritual matters because I have another channel where I deal with spiritual matters. Spiritually, this is dangerous. But I just want to cut it short by saying we need to be careful of the system. Me personally, if I would start from the scratch, or if I can go back and start afresh, I would choose friends wisely. I would choose friends wisely. Why? Because I know that most of these things we do sometimes is as a result of friends, because you spend too much time with your friends and you think their advice can supersede the knowledge of your father, the knowledge of your mother. That is why we become disrespectful to our fathers, to our mothers. We disrespect everybody. We don't care. And I've heard something like this young man wants to commit suicide. Let the young man leave. If he wants to commit suicide, just because he disrespected an elder, let the young man leave. I'm sorry to say this, but I'm offended because you cannot do this to your grandmother, to your father, to your mother. You should not even do this to a stranger. We need to wake up and start building. We are easily manipulated. We see something on TV, we want to do it. We want to imitate those people. We think it's smart. We think it's good. There are many things, 99% of things that you see on TV are destroying you. That is why you need someone who can advise you, who can tell you that you need to take this. Don't take this. This is the person that you need. So this young man, if he's willing, if he's repenting, he needs to humble himself. He needs someone who can talk to him, man to man. Someone who can give him an advice. Because otherwise, he might end up doing something which is more wicked than what he did. What he did is the most wicked. Spiritually, what he did is the most wicked. But I'm just saying, here on earth, physically, he might end up finding himself in trouble. He might end up like doing something that would end up putting him in jail. He has to be careful. Thank you very much. I would appreciate if you can just smash that subscribe button, smash that like button like never before.